We are discussing about formed elements or blood corpuscles. So this is about white blood corpuscles or leukocytes. WBCs are colorless. Okay, unlike RBCs, WBCs are colorless because they don't have hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the pigment that gives red color to our blood. So that is absent in WBC. So they are colorless. And another difference is RBCs have no nucleus, but WBCs are nucleated. They have nucleus. They are found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus, and lymph nodes. They are capable of amoeboid movement. WBCs are capable of amoeboid movement. They show amoeboid movement. The white blood corpuscles can be grouped into two categories. Okay, there are two types of WBCs or white blood corpuscles or leukocytes. One is granulocytes, other one is agranulocytes. So from the name you can understand granulocytes means they contain granules. The type of WBCs are white blood corpuscles with granules in their cytoplasm. Agranulocytes, it refers to no granules. A refers to absence. So, no granules are present in the cytoplasm of agranulocytes. So, we'll discuss now about what are that is granulocytes. Granulocytes contain granules in their cytoplasm. Their nucleus is irregular or lobed. Okay, they don't have a particular shape, they are irregular and lobed also, like lobe like thickenings. And they granulocytes are of three types. Granulocytes are of three types: neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. We'll discuss one by one. First one is neutrophils. They are large in size and have 2 to 7 lobed nucleus. Okay, the nucleus of neutrophils will have 2 to 7 lobed. Okay, 7 2 lobes to 7 lobes are present. The structure is like that. Okay, nucleus of the neutrophils is lobed structure, and maximum 7 lobed nucleus it has got. And these corpuscles form 60% to 65% of the total leukocytes. Out of the total leukocytes, out of the total volume of the leukocytes, neutrophils form about 60 to 65 percentage. Their numbers are increased during infection and inflammation. Their numbers increase during infection and inflammation. Inflammation refers to, that is due to infection, the part affected may have swelling or pain or reddish. So that is referred as inflammation. Then eosinophils. It has a bilobed nucleus. Neutrophils has got maximum of 2 to 7 lobed nucleus, but here it has got, eosinophils have got uh, that is 2 lobed nucleus, that is bilobed nucleus, and they constitute about 2% to 3% of the total leukocytes. They are not much like neutrophils. Eosinophils are only about 2% to 3% of total leukocytes. Their number also increase during their number increases during conditions of allergy and parasitic infections. While people are affected with allergic conditions, okay, when they're affected due to some allergens or due to parasitic infections, eosinophil number also increases. It brings about detoxification of toxins. They also remove the toxicity of the toxins which are produced in the body. So that is called detoxification, removing toxicity of toxins. Okay, and basophils, it refers to, that is one of the leukocytes, and they have lobed nucleus and they form 0.5 to 1.0 percentage of the total leukocytes. Okay, so more of neutrophils are present and lesser is eosinophil, and they are more lesser. Basophils are more, very less, that is only 0.5 to 1 percentage of the total leukocytes. They release chemicals during the process of inflammation. So this is all about neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils, and all these types of leukocytes come under granulocytes. So we will discuss now about agranulocytes. Granules are not found in the cytoplasm of these cells. Okay, this is what we discussed. The agranulocytes are of two types. One is lymphocytes, other one is monocytes. There are two types of agranulocytes: lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes are about 20 to 25% of the total leukocytes. Lymphocytes form about 20 to 25% of the total leukocytes. They produce antibodies during bacterial or viral infections. During bacterial and viral infections, antibodies are produced by lymphocytes. Monocytes are the largest of the leukocytes and are amoeboid in shape, amoeba like shape or structure, and they are the largest of the leukocytes. And monocytes form 5 to 6% of the total leukocytes. They are phagocytic and can engulf bacteria. The word phagocytic, phago refers to engulf. So, they can engulf bacteria. In that way, they help us to protect our body from bacterial or any pathogens infection. When bacteria like pathogens, that is disease causing organisms, enter into our body, they will be swallowed, okay, by these monocytes. So, they are phagocytic in nature. Phago means swallow, cyte refers to cell, okay. So this is the picture to show the white blood cells, that is the different types of white blood cells, monocytes and lymphocytes, which come under A granulocytes, and eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil, which are the categories that come under granulocytes. Okay. So we will move on to next one, the third formed element, which is blood platelets or thrombocytes. So far, we discussed about two of the formed elements, that is RBCs and WBCs, and this is the third one, which is called blood platelets or thrombocytes. These are small and colorless. They do not have nucleus. Like RBCs, they also don't have nucleus and they are very small and colorless also. They are about 2 lakhs 50,000 to 4 lakhs platelets per cubic millimeter of blood. That is, one drop of blood contains about 2.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs platelets, and their lifespan is about 8 to 10 days only. They can live only about 8 to 10 days. They play an important role in clotting of blood. Okay, their role is very different from RBCs and WBCs. RBCs, their main role is to help in respiration, that is carrying or transporting oxygen, and WBCs work is to help mainly in defending the body against pathogens, that is protecting the body against bacteria or virus or any pathogenic agent. This is causing organisms. But this role, okay, their role of this blood platelets, their role is very different, that they are very much important in blood clotting. Okay, clotting of the blood, it requires this platelets. Platelets form a clot at the site of injury and prevent blood loss. So what will happen if blood doesn't clot? What will happen is blood will ooze out continuously. That leads to some critical condition of the patient. Okay. So by clotting, what happens is it prevents blood loss. So platelets form a clot at the site of injury and prevent blood loss. So this is the picture, that is of platelets or thrombocytes. And this is to show all the blood cells, that is these are RBCs and these are WBCs or leukocytes, and this colored this is called platelets. Okay, so this shows, okay, this blood, it shows all the formed elements, that is all the three types of blood cells. So we will discuss now about what are the functions of the blood. Transport of respiratory gases. Okay, important function of blood. The first one is blood carries respiratory gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. It transports digested food materials to the different body cells. So from the that is digestive tract, the digested food materials are taken to different body cells. Then helps in transport of hormones. It transports nitrogenous or, that is, excretory products like ammonia, urea and uric acid, okay, to the excretory organs. Okay, after the excretory products are separated from blood, they are taken to through blood. They are for the purpose of removing these nitrogenous waste. Blood transports these nitrogenous waste to the excretory organs, from where excretory products are removed out. It is involved in protection of the body and defense against diseases. This is what we discussed. Because of presence of WBC, it has got the function of protecting the body against diseases. It acts as a buffer and also helps in regulation of pH and body temperature.